Oh, we got cut short there. So that's one reason. The other reason is that, so the first reason why most people have abstract art in their homes is that it's difficult for most people to find representational or figurative art that would really resonate with them. The second reason is that most people would love to have because abstract art is something that, just works, right? Like, it's like it's got a lower floor and it's got a lower ceiling. With figurative art, it's got a much higher floor and a much higher ceiling. Much lower floor, because it can get, it's much easier to do a bad representational art than to do a bad abstract art. It's much easier to do a good abstract art than to do a good representational art or figurative art. So that's it. And the other reason obviously being that commissioning or any piece, be it abstract, be it representational, is expensive. Most people don't have that kind of money lying around, right? Which is also why we're so excited about democratizing access to art for people. And it's not just something that we say, right? Like, this is genuinely, art could become a daily part of people's lives. It could help them cope with, understand their inner world and cope with emotions and difficult moments and stuff. And this, I've actually learned the value of this over the last 6 months as I start using it. I'm actually going to talk about this another time. Art is such a powerful thing. We just underutilize the value because we didn't have personal art. Personal art can change the game completely. So that's that. Again, I'm going to have a long conversation about how I use DecoViz in the last 6 months, which will help people understand and help ground people's own use in a way. You got to be the first user, right? And in a way, I was kind of hesitant to put myself out there, not my own use out there, because it's been a very personal journey with DecoViz. But you got to do it. Absolutely got to do it. I finally made up my mind a few days back that, you know what, let's just dive into the deep end and publish the posts, publish my own use of DecoViz, show the images, the artworks that I created, that I gleaned the most meaning from, what have those artworks done for me. So I'm going to be doing a lot of that over the next few days and weeks to come. So all of that's good. I want to end by talking about the ultimate goal of what we're building, right? We want to build the ultimate art and storytelling platform. Implicit in that is building the ultimate AI artist, period. And again, that can rub some people the wrong way. Some people are very offended. It's like a deeply human thing. I completely get that. I respect people's opinions as much as I disagree with them. So why do we want to do that, right? Disagreeing is easy. Like, you got to have a really solid reason to disagree with the majority of people, to be frank. So there are a few reasons why we've chosen this as a goal. So one meta motivation is that, this actually came through Elinity, where we want to build the ultimate human modeler. If you can build a system that can understand a human deeply, because at the end of the day, technology needs to be built to serve humans, right? To help us build and design and live our best lives. Like, that's the ultimate, that's the through line through everything that I'm building, everything I will want to build. And the way to do that would be to understand the human, understand what are their drivers, what are their goals, desires, lifestyle, patterns, values, all of that. Now, AI obviously helps us do that. The way no other piece of technology has been able to do that. And ultimately, again, if you can build the ultimate human modeler, it can help people build their design and live their best lives. So art is obviously an expression of that. Creating the best personal art and experiencing the best art and storytelling experience is one part of it. With Elinity, the goal is to help people find their people, best people, by again understanding people and their values and finding their best fit people, most resonant people, and helping them build the best relationships. But again, just understanding the relationship dynamics, understanding the relationship psychology, and using that information and those insights to be able to just nudge and use the tools that we built and the tools that we'll build to design that best relationship, right? So again, niche areas, but the general through line is building the best human modeler. And if you want to build the best AI artist, you do need to build the best human modeler. Because what is art? Art is the most fundamental human thing there is. Art is about understanding. If you want to build the best AI artist, you got to understand the human at a deep level, period. You got to understand human motivations, human fears, anxieties, hopes and dreams and all of that. You got to bring all of that together. The second motivation is that if you want to build the best personal artist, it requires you to have deep empathy. This has not been true for, if you commission a piece of artwork from a painter, you're probably going to spend some amount of time, but it's not going to be like a therapy session, right? Where the person's going to really, it's not going to be a psychologist session. It's just going to be, I don't know, I've never done this. I haven't even done my research, so, you know, I'm very ignorant about this. But from what I do know at the surface level, artists are not known to be like, sure, they understand human psychology and all of that, but they don't have the literal vocabulary to be able to get you to express your inner world deeply, the way a psychologist, the way a therapist would. So imagine, like, if you want to build the best AI therapist, you got to have the best AI, you got to have the best therapist, plus the best artist, plus the best psychologist, plus the best friend for that matter. Because you also want to care about the person. You don't want to just care about creating it, you want to care about why did you create it? Like, what did this person want from this thing? Right? You want to care about that at that level. If you can do that, if you can achieve that goal, then you build the best AI artist. You build the best artist, period. This also is something where we diverge from typical great artists. Or you can take any artist of the past. Like, they didn't need to have, empathy was not a prerequisite for being a great artist. They could have just painted what was there in the world and expressed it richly and vividly and differently, and they could have climbed the pantheons of great artists. Within the artist, it's designed for one purpose and one purpose only at this point. Over time, its goals might evolve. But at this point, its only purpose, Vizzy's only purpose, is to create the best art for you, period. There's no other motive. So in order for it to be able to do that, it has to understand you. It doesn't have an inner world. It doesn't have its own emotions. It doesn't have its own biases. It doesn't have any of that. It has to understand you, has to understand your inner world, your biases, your hopes, your dreams, your fears, and all of that. And it also has to care about you. I don't want to anthropomorphize it, but I'm kind of pre-anthropomorphizing it, because at some point this will be true. We also, something I care deeply about, something I tend to spend a whole lot of time thinking about, is alignment. And so if you can build an AI that is really good at empathy, then that will be a huge component of an alignment architecture that we want to build over at LNT. This also helps us with our LNT goals in a huge way. The third thing is that if you want to do this at scale, if you want to build the best, if you want to give the best art experience for not 10 people, not 20, not 100, not 1,000, but millions of people, you got to be able to replicate the core skills, the core capabilities. And you can only do this at the level of the AI, right?